Sometimes, if you listen really hard, you can almost hear it.
Our first ever instant star is...
You're it, girl. You're the real thing.
That moment your life changes.
It's about a girl who is just about to fly off and see the world.
Forever.
Jude Harrison!
Hello and welcome to The Breakdown, an Instant Star Rewatch podcast. As always, I am joined by my wonderful co-host and best friend, Sam.
I am here with my beautiful co-host and amazing best friend, Chloe.
And today we are recapping Instant Star Season 3, Episode 11, Celebrity Skin. Original air date 27th of April 2007. That feels like a very long time ago now.
Dude, that was like a month or two before my high school graduation.
That's
I graduated
crazy.
like June 7th, 2007. So I'm like, I was having a little bit of a meltdown when I realized the original air date. I'm like, old.
I don't even want to think about what I was doing in 2007. Like,
Oh. Lots of questionable things, I'm sure, for me.
the synopsis. Animal rights activists target Jude when she wears fur in a fashion show. And the episode title is actually one of my favourite songs by the 90s band Hole. Love Celebrity.
I was going to say, probably one of your all-time favorite bands. Because
Literally.
So, like, back in 2008, when we connected, you were talking about Hole way back then.
Yeah, it's actually been coming up on my Facebook memories this week that back in 2010, I was going to see them in concert for the first time.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my god, how is this, like, how many years ago that is? I don't want to do the math.
Right.
Yes, I will always love Courtney Love and Hole, despite how controversial she has been over her career. What did you think of this episode?
Okay, again, because we are now women in our 30s, I really liked this episode now.
Did you not before?
I mean, I liked it, but it wasn't one of my favorites. It was just kind of a filler episode for me.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, back in 2007. And now it was like, oh my goodness.
That's interesting. Wow. So I loved it back in 2007 because, you know, Jude and Tommy...
Yes.
I don't really know what happens. They do their thing where they find their way back to each other. So that happens in this episode, and there was something about this episode that I always loved, plus I love the song in the episode. This time, in my 30s, it didn't hit as hard as it used to. So, we've swapped roles.
Yes.
But, I mean, I still liked it, but it seemed more kind of hard-hitting back in the day.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's interesting, and we would talk about this, I'm sure, again in season 4. The fact that it's 311 and Johnny, like, reconnected.
Yep. Can I just say, side note, I am so excited for season 4.
Yes!
Like, I don't know, I've enjoyed season 3, but I think I enjoyed season 2 more.
Uh-huh.
And from my memory of season 4, I haven't watched season 4 in a hot minute, but from my memory, I actually really liked season 4.
See, I was not crazy about season 4.
Season 4 felt more grown up to me back then.
Does that... Well, and also, so my very first viewing of season 4 was very out of the ordinary. So The end screwed us over with how they did it. They aired it Monday through Thursday, 4 episodes a week, and so it was done in like 3 weeks.
4 episodes a week? What?
Yeah, you got 4 new episodes a week. You got a new episode Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You didn't get shit on Friday. You didn't get shit Saturday or Sunday.
What?
Started all over again on Monday.
That's insane.
And so, now this is also, you might remember this. Our viewers won't, listeners won't know any of this because they didn't know me. Now this has been, remember, I had my pancreas surgery, my first one, the subtotal, August of 2007. So it was in season 3. Now, when season 4 came around, was when I had developed walking pneumonia from my first surgery, and that's, remember, as Lily said, I went to sleep one night and woke up 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Because I had been in ICU, the bottom half of my left lung collapsed. I was intubated, like the bit and all that. I had a very scary. I had gone into kidney failure. I mean, it was bad.
Yeah.
All because of getting pneumonia in the hospital from when I had a surgery the year prior. So I literally went to the hospital like the Friday night after the first week. Fell into a coma within 3 days. Fell in, was put in one, it's not really clear. My fever was also hitting like 105.6 or something. It was dangerously high. So
you were going through it.
Yeah, they really don't know, did I fall into the coma while they were putting me in one, or did they put me in one and it's what came first, the chicken or the egg? And so I went to sleep like that Sunday night after the chest tubes didn't work. And I woke up and it was 2.5 weeks later. So Instant Star had ended while I was asleep.
Wow.
And so I went home and binged it in like 2 days. And so being as sick as I was, coming out of the medical trauma that I was put through, and then like absorbing all that in 2-3 days, I didn't really get to sit down and enjoy season 4. When we watched it together, CMA Fest 2 years later.
The whole thing? I don't remember.
I know we watched 4.
Okay.
I don't remember if we watched the whole series, but I know we watched 4. And by that point, I was honestly kind of like checked out of Instant Star. So it was good to watch it, and I enjoyed some of the episodes. But I was still like, And so I'm interested to watch it now.
Yep.
To see, okay, the things I do remember liking, still I like. Do I feel different about it now? Because that's what's happened with all the other seasons. How I felt 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010 is completely different than how I feel in 2026.
Same, yeah. It's so interesting to watch it with a 30-year-old lens.
Yes.
But it's been good. Like, I think we've become more... We're still, like, diehard fans, but I think we're viewing it... What's that word? I can't talk today. I can't think of words today. We're viewing it more...
With a new perspective.
Yeah. We're not just kind of saying, this is the best show ever. Like, we're critiquing it. And
yes.
Yeah.
We're not watching it as somebody who maybe, quote unquote, dreams the same way Jude does. Like, I mean, who didn't want the hot older guy to be into you?
Yep.
Who didn't want to be a music singer, actor? Now with 38-year-old... Okay, I'm a 38-year-old woman who has lived in the real world. I've worked. I've gone to school. I've grown up. And so I'm not looking at it as that 18 to 21-year-old going, "Oh my God, this is amazing! Of course I would want this. Of course all of this is amazing. This is exactly what I want." Now I'm like, okay, that's a red flag.
And I think, like, some of the stuff we've already watched for our rewatch hits differently now that we've lost, people we love have died. People, our friends that we used to be friends with, we're not friends with anymore, like Jude and Kat. Watching it back then, I hadn't gone through so much of that stuff yet.
Exactly. We were very much Jude's age the first time we watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, not Alex's, because I think Alex is a couple years. I think Alex was like 21 or something.
Yeah.
Playing Jude. I know she was a couple years older.
Yeah.
So we were very much like Jude's age, almost like I said, going through with it. Now we're sitting here as women in our 30s who have lived, who have life experiences, and we're looking at an 18-year-old, 19, 20-year-old saying, "Oh, honey."
Yeah.
"Oh, honey." "Oh, darn."
Yeah, that's why I'm interested to see how grown up does season 4 actually feel now.
Yeah.
Because I remember it felt a lot more adult, a lot more risque almost. They basically, no holds barred for the last season. It felt like that back then. But I don't know, how are we going to feel now?
Right. I already have my favorite plot line for season 4, and I'm excited to see how it hits now compared to how it hit then.
Yeah. Same. Anyway, before we get to season 4, we have to recap the rest of season 3.
Yes.
Which includes episode 11, Pretty Skin. So the episode opens with a fashion show. Piece of trivia, hosted by the same woman who also hosted the Denim Jackets of Hope in season 2. Jude is walking the runway post-breakup from Tommy, but Tommy is watching on. Why is Tommy there? He's your ex. Why is he at this fashion show?
A second, why is Tommy here for season 3?
I'm still going to compile a whole list for when we finish this. It'll be so funny.
Yes.
Jude is faking it till she makes it, trying not to show how upset she is over the breakup. And not only is Tommy there, but Hunter is also there. Next minute, Tommy is yelling at Jude to look out, and she has this huge bucket of red paint thrown at her while wearing this white fur coat. And the paint has been thrown by an animal activist who gets thrown out, but obviously she's covered in this paint, and she kind of walks off the stage mortified. Next minute, Jamie is at Jude's, giving her the lowdown on what the internet thinks about what happened. And people are mad online that she wore fur at the fashion show. And Jude is upset because she said she didn't know that it was real fur, and she knows that she's supposed to be a role model. And Jamie's trying to say, well, it's probably not that bad. Jamie says, look, let me take you to visit the worst role model that I know. Pagan Smith.
Yes.
And typical Pagan, he advises Jude that it's better to be a legend rather than just a musician, and that she needs to speak up about all of this. Not sure if that's the best advice, but we love Pagan, so...
Yes.
Then we go and see Sadie, who is visiting Quest to give him the Janet Jackson tickets that have arrived at G Major, remembering that they have also broken up. Sadie still wants to go to this concert with Quest, but he's not interested because, as he likes to keep reminding her, she kissed Tommy. Dude, get over it. Karma finds Sadie crying in the bathroom, and Karma says, hey, let me help you get over Quest. But Sadie isn't interested. We're then at G Major with SME, who are watching an incredibly cringe interview with Jude, who has booked under the mic to do this slightly kind of crazy off-base interview where she announces that not only is she never wearing fur again, she's never eating meat again. And SME are offended because they love to eat meat. And the interview itself is just like, where are her PR team?
I'm like, that's gonna have to be something I bring up to Steve and be like, knowing how you worked behind Canadian Idol and this and that, why didn't Jude have a PR team? Because Flip Meat Mouth at least once every season.
Yep, every mishap that Jude has, there's no PR team with her. Anyway, SME say, look, you've offended us, but you've also offended all these other people who have sent in literal mail, like Sadie has a bag of it, like it's Christmas. And this whole thing is just a mess. Tommy and Darius are just watching this happen, and Tommy says, this is going to be the moment where Hunter decides to make a move. And Darius says, yeah, but you paid him off, didn't you? And Tommy says, I know, Hunter. That's not going to have changed anything. But Darius is his typical cool-headed self, and he says, it's fine. Sadie once again tries to befriend Quest, which fails, and finally accepts Karma's help to help her. So they go to this girly sushi night, but obviously Karma has ulterior motives, because Karma always does. Darius decides to try and help Jude and teaches her self-defense, which is a hilarious scene.
I think that's my favorite scene.
Absolutely. We'll run through the scenes in a second. I can't wait to talk about that one. Jude is really playing this whole thing down. She doesn't feel like she's in danger, which is kind of annoying. Like, where are her parents?
Yes.
She's 17. Oh, wait, no, she's 18. She's just 18. Sadie arrives and says something's happened at home, so they rush home to find all these protesters outside their house. And Jude's received a death threat. Like, this is serious. Hunter is also in the crowd watching on. Like, how is this guy just popping up everywhere and no one is noticing?
I mean, Canada for you.
Darius finally starts taking it seriously, and they install security at Jude's house and hire Big Lou, who is one of my favourite side characters ever.
I love Big Lou.
And he's going to be with Jude at all times, which is great. Darius wants to cancel Jude's upcoming performance, but Jude says, you know what? No, I don't want to give in to this. Is that madness? I'm not sure. Meanwhile, for some comedic relief, Karma is quizzing Sadie about everything she ever liked about Quest. And while I was watching this, I was like, Sadie, are you blind? Like, Karma, of course, has ulterior motives.
Of course.
And actually, I forgot that Karma was seeing Speed, because at first I thought Karma was wanting to date Quest. I was like, what is happening here? But then we find out why. And then Jude's dad triggers the alarm in their house by getting a midnight snack, which was a bit of fun. Mm-hmm. Big Lou is at the mall with Jude and Jamie, and Jude is approached by a genuine fan for an autograph, but Big Lou literally, tackles him to the ground.
Yes.
I find it interesting that they chose a guy fan for this.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't they choose a girl? I guess it wouldn't have felt right for Lou to, tackle a girl to the ground.
Right.
Darius, for whatever reason, agrees to put on Jude's performance as long as the fans stay behind the doors. Karma starts activating her plan to flirt with Quest enough just to get the Janet Jackson tickets. Very smooth, very smooth.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
then
Janet.
yeah. And then Jude performs her new song, The Breakdown, and stupidly decides to let everyone in, despite all of the advice. Jamie is helping Big Lou fight people back in the audience. I'm like, what does Jamie know about any of this?
Yes.
Jude puts on a great performance, but does seem kind of spooked afterwards.
Yes.
And then it seems like Jude and Jamie are getting closer again. Jude gets flowers backstage with a note that seems like it's from Tommy, saying he wants to talk at the rehearsal space. And Speed distracts Big Lou while she leaves. Jude arrives at the rehearsal space to find not Tommy, but Hunter. And Hunter holds Jude at knife point while they wait for Tommy to arrive, because Hunter also sent Tommy a note looking like it was from Jude. Tommy arrives, and this kind of culmination of the Hunter storyline happens. So Jude finally learns that Tommy's girlfriend Angie was Hunter's sister, and when Tommy said he wasn't going to run away with her, she took Tommy's car keys and drove away, and Tommy didn't stop her, and next minute the car crashes and Angie dies. Tommy is obviously still really kind of traumatized about what happened, and so is Hunter to a degree. Like,
Yeah.
they're both messed up about it, but Hunter wants revenge because he blames Tommy, and, you know, what's he going to do with this knife? Is he going to stab Tommy? Tommy is distracting Hunter. Jude hits Hunter with a mic stand and knocks Hunter out. And Jude and Tommy have this tearful hug, and Hunter gets arrested. And the episode ends where Tommy says, you know, I still haven't told you the whole truth about Angie. But Jamie arrives and takes Jude home before he can. That is the episode. I mean, let's go from the top. The fashion show. Alex looks hot on this runway.
Yes. Which, okay, I'm totally clueless here because I have never wore fur in my life. Wouldn't you think that there would be something in the texture or how it feels or whatever to say, this is not fake?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I've never worn fur either, but I have felt a real fur coat, and you know that it's real.
You know that it's real. Exactly.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. But then, you know, we're back to Jude is only 18.
Yes.
But she does look hot, like, to be fair to her.
Yes.
And the scene where she gets the red paint thrown over her, that scene used to feel so intense to me, and it still kind of does.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the guy's yelling, fur is murder, fur is death.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot.
Yes.
This whole episode always felt very intense. There's a lot going on.
Yes.
And then, you know, we're at Jude's house and Jamie is trawling the internet for what's going on. And I feel like this was the beginning of internet hate, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, nowadays you can write anything on the internet.
Right.
I feel like this was maybe the start of people using the internet to comment good or bad.
Yep.
And now, you know, it's just in the stratosphere for what you can say.
Mm-hmm.
But there's quite a funny scene where they're discussing all the, you know, Jude's like, I've always loved animals. And they discuss all the animals she's like failed to take care of over the...
Yes.
But something that struck me is... Does Jude really care about the fact that she wore fur? Or does she just care that she has a good public image?
I'm glad you brought that up because that's what I wrote down.
You know, like, think of season 3, episode 2, where Karma's like, not Karma, Patsy, rest in peace, is saying, you care what people think about you, like, your public image is such a big thing. We're kind of back to this.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what to think. Like, I love Jude, but she does care a lot.
To me, and this is, like, this even goes back to watching it live in 2007. I always thought that it was more she cared what people think than about actually wearing fur.
Yep. Yeah, she seems to, and maybe this is because she doesn't have a management or a PR team. She has to care about her own image.
Yeah.
But it's just, I feel like she's always trying to curate the version of herself that she puts out there.
Yes.
I don't know. Like, we saw her kind of defy that when she posted her own picture at the beginning of season 3. I was worried the very next episode about Boobgate.
Yeah.
It seems to be calming down with her. But I love Pagan just being like, you know, to be a legend, you can't be worried about the mistakes that you make, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And fun little trivia, Jude in the scene with Pagan is wearing a jacket that she wears in the season 3 finale later.
Aww.
Which I love, because we're coming up to the season 3 finale. One of my favourite episodes.
Yes.
What do we think about the Sadie and Karma of this episode?
I'm like... first of all, I love Karma because
Same.
Gar's the boss. Gar knows what she wants and she goes for it. It doesn't really care who she has to step on along the way.
Yep.
Sadie, my poor Gar, they have really like pushing the dumb blonde this season.
Yep. Yep. Not to always talk about season 4, but my pet hate with Instant Star is they were just getting to develop Sadie, and then the show ended.
Yes.
I think even Laura has gone on record and said Sadie was kind of boring to play.
Yeah.
And
I think she said, like, especially in season 3, she's like, didn't she say something that I had a hard time playing Sadie?
I think so. Yeah. Like, season 1 was probably okay because she was at high school and that's fairly easy to play.
Right.
Season 2, you're kind of in that in-between, so you're like, okay. But season 3, they could have done a lot more than they did. And they waited till, like, literally the end of season 4 to start giving Sadie a character, really.
Like, if they could have done what they did with Sadie, stop building that in season 3, I would, like, as much as I love Sadie, I hate how they screwed her over in season 4.
Yeah.
It was so rushed. They should have been building that from season 3.
Yeah. To be honest, season 2, when she was kind of getting into that weird thing with Liam.
Yeah.
And I know that Liam left, but he disappeared into the black hole of Instant Star. But they could have still developed her. She was going to, like, the client meetings, and there was room to do that then.
Well, and especially with what her job position is at the end of season 4.
Yep.
She went from, like, office assistant to that.
I know, it's such a shame. But I wrote down a funny note when Sadie and Karma are in the bathroom. And Sadie says something to Karma along the lines of, it's over between me and Quest. We broke up. Karma has this, like, vacant stare on her face when Sadie says that her and Quest are done. And that's literally how I feel about the relationship too. Like, Karma just doesn't give two shits.
Right.
I was like, yeah, girl, I completely agree with you.
I feel you.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to Jude's cringe under the mic interview that SME are watching. I mean, who okayed this? Like, the only time I've seen Jude have any kind of management team is that season 2 episode where she meets Patsy and spray paints the billboard, and the management team she has is maybe after that.
Yeah.
But her management team is like her dad, Tommy, Liam, and maybe Portia and Darius.
Yeah.
So, like, how is an 18-year-old pop star allowed to arrange her own interview and just go off her media training? I mean, clearly she's had no media training. by this interview.
Right. I mean, there's sometimes where I'm like watching scenes, and this was one of them where I'm like, Gorn, you needed a script in your hand that was pre-written. You needed to know these questions, and somebody needed to write your answers for you.
Yeah, this feels like one of those interviews that a pop star does before they like end up in rehab or something.
Yes.
Like, genuinely.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I feel like we should ask Stephen about this. Like, did Jude even have a media team?
Yes.
Because it doesn't feel like it.
No.
And Tommy and Darius are just kind of watching this happen. And actually, for once, Tommy is right. Like, he knows Hunter. He knows that paying him off will have done nothing. And Tommy says, you know, there are a lot of people who want to see Jude get hurt right now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Tommy he's often kind of a voice of reason. I feel like people are going to disagree, but I think he kind of is sometimes.
Yeah. I think, to me, it's always, he's the voice of reason when they're not in their
Tryst.
situationship.
Yes, absolutely. When they're not trying to be together, he's very objective about Jude's safety and
Yes.
everything.
He's very protective, where I
Yeah.
feel like it should be the opposite. It's when you're together, when you're with her, that's when you need to be like, dude,
Yep,
security.
absolutely. And then we have a cute scene with Karma and Sadie. I mean, I love any scene that Corey Lee is in.
Yes.
She understood the assignment when it came to Karma and just delivered.
Yes.
Which is weird, because I hated Karma back in the day, and now I'm like, what would season 3 have been without Karma?
Oh my goodness.
I don't even know.
No.
And then we have Darius trying to teach Jude self-defense, and I feel like Alex actually hits Wes.
She
I
does
forgot his
too.
name. I was going to say Darius.
I feel like she does too.
It was so funny.
I feel like a lot of that is just like ad lib.
Yep, absolutely. Do you think Jude should be taking this whole thing more seriously?
I think Jude needs to be taking her life more seriously in every aspect of it.
Say about the age you get famous is the age you stay frozen. I'm sure Taylor Swift just said this.
Yeah.
I think Jude is kind of stuck in that, 15?
15, 16, yeah.
I mean, even when they get to Jude's house, and there's the protesters and the death threat, you can kind of see when it starts to click for Jude, like, okay, maybe this is something.
Yeah.
But then she wants to do her performance. Oh my god. What did you think?
Well, and I think that goes back to...
outside the house, like, I feel like that's a little dramatic, but I understand
Right.
they were trying to get the point across.
Right. Well, and I think, like you were just saying, when she gets back to the house and it kind of clicks for her, I think that also ties into she cares more about what people think of her than, honestly, her own safety.
Yeah. Because it's not just her safety too, it's like Sadie's, her dad's, SME, because they're going to be performing with her.
Yep.
It's a lot of other people at stake, and she still wants to perform.
Yeah.
We go back to Karma and Sadie, and Karma is quizzing Sadie about everything she liked about Quest. And everything that Sadie says, Karma is like, lame.
Boing.
Yeah. I was just like, this is the best. Like, Karma
I'm
is
like-
us.
Homer is my spirit animal.
Karma is the audience being like, Quest is the most boring character.
Boing. Snooze fest.
Oh my god. And then we have a little bit more comedic relief where their dad triggers the alarm in their house by getting a midnight snack. I think this episode is so intense, you need some laughs.
Yeah.
But I'm like, their dad is once again just absent until the death threat comes to the house, and then he's there.
Lily put down, why is Jude's dad suddenly around again?
So funny. And then we have Big Lou at the mall, and I just love him.
I love Big Lou.
Jude and Jamie are shopping because that's what you do when you've been receiving death threats. You go out in public.
You go to the mall.
Yep. And Big Lou obviously tackles a fan, and Jude is so angry about it, but the dude was doing his job.
Yes.
And for some reason, instead of Jude being like, okay, this is serious, she's like, nope, we're definitely going to do the performance now. We're definitely going to do it.
Because that makes total sense.
Yeah. Darius is like, cool, sure, whatever, but the doors stay shut.
Yes.
Karma fails to get the Janet Jackson tickets because Sadie learns what's going on. I mean, to be fair to Karma, very smooth work. Yes. Karma knows what she wants in all areas of life, and she just goes to get it.
Yes.
I love that.
Okay, my question is how did no one ever catch on to Karma? I'm like, you see what she does. You know what she's doing. Don't play into it.
Yep. I feel like Sadie's like, oh my god, maybe I actually made a friend.
Yes.
Ugh, poor Sadie. Justice for Sadie.
Yes.
And then we have Jude performing her new song, The Breakdown. And in typical Jude's 18-year-old brain frozen at 16-year-old brain, she opens the doors, lets everyone in, and her one and only security guard and her best friend are fighting people back. It's a mess.
Because that makes total sense.
Yeah. However, I feel like this scene where she opens the doors, to me it kind of felt like a new kind of era of Jude, and a new, like, she was taking her power back in a very stupid way, but it felt like she was kind of taking her power back with her music and her career.
Yeah.
Albeit in a kind of silly way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like how Jude and Jamie are getting closer again, in a way that feels like it's more than friends.
Yeah.
But we'll just gloss over that for now. So we get to backstage, and Jude has flowers and this typed note, supposedly from Tommy. And once again, she stupidly doesn't tell anyone where she's going, goes to the rehearsal space, and so does Tommy, because we assume he's got a similar note from Jude.
Mm-hmm.
Jude gets there, and it's Hunter, surprise, surprise. And, I mean, I remember this scene feeling so dramatic. It felt like the culmination of this mini movie of season 3.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter has Jude at knife point. We've never seen anything like this on the show before. Tommy arrives, and Jude's in a chair. Tommy is spilling his entire backstory about Angie, who was Hunter's sister, Tommy's girlfriend, and we get this entire mini history about Tommy Q.
Yeah.
That essentially he was a bit of a jerk, and Tommy wasn't going to run away with her. And I think in not this mini, but the next mini, we get more of a backstory about why he wasn't going to run away with her.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorites is coming up. But this is the most we've ever learned about Tommy Q. What did you think about this whole scene? Because it's huge, really.
So, deep moment, second deep moment of the podcast this week. This scene is actually very hard for me.
Really?
In the sense of I relate to both Tommy and to Hunter. Now, my Angie, quote unquote Angie, the reason I can relate to Tommy and to Hunter is because my dad died. My dad died in a drunk driving accident. I haven't ever wanted revenge to a point of I held the woman's kids at knife point or her husband at knife point or anything like that. I have wanted revenge. And I'm not proud to say this. This was before I got right with God. I wasn't thankful that my dad's accident involved 3 people. It involved my dad, one of his best friends, and their car, and the woman who hit him. Now, the woman out of those 3 people, the only person to not have anything at all in their system was my dad. And his driver, his toxicology, there was stuff in his system, but he wasn't drunk.
Yeah.
So it was below the legal limit. Now, the woman who hit them, it was well above the legal limit. She was overcharged very badly. My dad and his driver died on impact, and the woman who hit them, I'm not going to be able to say this kindly because I'm not to that point yet. She can't say her full alphabet, and she can't count past 10. She
probably shouldn't have a driver's license, is what you're saying.
She is no longer at home with her family. She's not able to be. She's in a hospital because she needs constant 24-hour care. This is going to sound heartless. She's a vegetable, pretty much.
Because of the accident?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
And so I never want to say I wished her dead. For a long time, I spent being okay with what happened. Because the 5-year-old little girl in me hated the fact that my daddy was gone, but she lived. And now that I've processed that grief and I've worked through it, I'm still not going to go out and take her flowers. If I never hear another word about her in my entire life, I would be perfectly okay with that.
So funny you share this story because, not to get even deeper, but I lost my dad last December, and to cut a very long story short, he was diagnosed with a very rare and aggressive cancer in June last year, and he was told he had potentially 2-3 years. He died within 6 months. And no one saw that coming because of what we had medically been told.
Yeah.
And while I don't have a singular person to blame or want revenge on, the entire British healthcare system, I feel like could have a lot of explaining to do.
Yes.
And it's crazy having this. I can't take revenge on anyone because there is not a physical person.
Right.
But I know what you're feeling, and I can see Hunter's perspective to lose someone you love so much
in a tragic way like that.
Yeah, it's
a traumatic, tragic way like that.
Yeah, I feel like the show was almost portraying what people want to do, but obviously generally don't, when something like that happens.
Well, and so you can probably relate to Tommy too, where it's like you did lose a loved one, and
Yeah.
you do miss what you don't get to have with them. You do have regrets
Yep.
of things that happened with them, and I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's what I meant about where I can relate to both Tommy and to Hunter.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
like I said, I'm not gonna go out and hold her or her family at knife point. I also spent a very long time with being okay. She got what she deserved,
Mhm.
and I think, and again, I was 5 years old when I lost my dad. This was 33 years ago. So I've spent 33 years grieving and healing and processing. And, sometimes on certain days of the year, there's still times when I go through all of those feelings and I have to re-grieve. I have to grieve again and I have
Yeah.
to heal again and I have to accept again.
Yeah.
And I remember not having the insight that I have now. Because when I watched it, years ago, Hunter was just a bad guy. Hunter was a jerk. He was
Yeah.
dangerous. And now I'm like, Hunter's a big brother.
He was
Hunter's a
sad.
brother. He was sad. And there's such a special connection between siblings. Like,
Yeah.
I can't say I would kill. I would, if I could freeze heaven and hell, if my brother got hurt, I would do it in a heartbeat. Because I'm the type of person that I love completely. I love wholeheartedly. If my brother is hurt, I'm hurt. If he's upset, and like even right now, me and him are in a little tiff taff because of some things we're going through and we're not seeing eye to eye. But yet, if he still got hurt at work, you better believe my ass is going to be at the hospital making sure he's okay.
Yep. Yeah. And what's interesting is I think, and I only just realised this kind of as we were talking, I think Tommy and Hunter, and I don't know if it's this deep when they wrote it, but Tommy and Hunter are portraying two different sides of grief, basically.
Yes. Yes.
And maybe it wasn't meant to be written that way, but it's how it is.
Well, and there is the 7 stages of grief. I can't name them all off the top of my head, but there's anger, and there's acceptance, and there's regret. And I think
Yep.
Tommy is kind of that acceptance and that regret, where I think Hunter is still very much in his anger.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
And also, what's the timeline here? I don't know how long ago are we even talking.
I always get the feeling that it's only within the past, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, because Tommy's meant to be, what, mid-20s?
Yeah, he's I think right now he's 23, 24, because in season 1,
Oh, yeah.
he was 22.
So, and when he was in Boys Attack, which I think is around when this happened, he was, what, 18 maybe?
18, 19. So, yeah, I mean, it's been within the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah. God, it's so interesting to dissect this, from this kind of lens. But I just thought, yeah, this is a powerful scene. There's a lot that we learn about Tommy, and Jude is learning it while we're learning it, and she's...
Yeah.
Anyway, she saves Tommy, she knocks Hunter out, and they have this hug, which warms my little Jommy heart completely. And then Jamie ruins it, because that's what Jamie does.
Yeah.
So Hunter gets arrested. Tommy says, I haven't told you everything, despite all of the stuff you just heard. Jamie arrives and takes Jude home. I'm like, dude, go away.
Well, oddly enough, we've talked about this before, and I may have mentioned it on the podcast, and for those of you that watched Instant Star on the End, they did 3 big promos a year. They did a full season one. They did a front half and a back half. And so, like, the scene with them hugging and the scene with Hunter at Night Point were both in the back half and the all season.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
And so, and then they were played again in the promo for the back, like 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like some of the ones from season 4 where you're like, you don't have any idea what the hell is going on or when it's coming, but you know something big is coming.
Yeah, they tease the shit out of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, what an episode. Like,
yes.
There's a lot that happened in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
What did you have for the theme?
Well, I had safety, but I think it's deeper than that. I think it might honestly be grief.
That's interesting you had safety, because I had danger.
Ooh.
Yeah, but grief too. I feel like I didn't realise how much grief there was in this episode until we literally just talked about it.
Well, that and two, we talked about Jude, and we possibly think she cares more about what people think of her than the music or the art or whatever. That's a sense of grief too, because she's grieving the life she gave up. She's not just a regular high school sophomore or senior.
Yeah.
She has to have this life and be this role model, and that could be a grief.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. From the second Jude From the second Jude won Instant Star, she stopped being a normal teenager.
Yeah, well, and I mean, you grieve that. Like,
I grieve that.
Yeah. Well, and this is going to sound really, and I really hope you guys interact with us on this one, because I'm going kind of deep, and I would love to hear some thoughts. But I'm coming up on 3 years clean in August, so I'm about 2
for me.
I know, I'm so
in like 3-4 weeks.
I'm so excited for you. Well, it's part of what we do as recovery. People in recovery, we have to grieve our addictions. Like, I had to grieve the comfort and the numbness and the
escape.
The voidism that I found in narcotics.
Yep.
And yes, I'm grieving something that was bad for me, but it's still a grief. Especially when I spent the better part of 17 years in that addiction.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that addiction started when I was 18 up until I was in my 30s.
I wouldn't even say it was bad for you, because I would say that was what you needed in those moments that you reached for to help you with your pain.
Yeah.
For want of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a security blanket almost.
Yeah. Well, and so it's like, I had to, when I got into my addiction, part of it was I was grieving who I was before that, who I was before I got sick. And now being out of my addiction, I had to grieve who I was in my addiction.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a wild ride.
Yeah.
And I feel like Jude, she's discovering that she's slowly discovering that she's not a normal 18-year-old.
Yeah.
And she won't be.
Mm-hmm.
And the choices that she makes have a bigger impact than they would if she was just a normal girl.
Yeah. I was going to say, well, think about the choices and the decisions and the crazy ass things we did at 18 years old. Now magnify that by like 1,000 under a microscope with a spotlight.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's why I love the song in this episode, the breakdown, because one, the title is just so fitting, really.
Yes.
And two, the whole kind of production of the song, it just matches the kind of drama and chaos of the episode.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the best fitting songs for an episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favourites of season 3.
Oh, I love this song.
It was also written by Alex and her brother, which they wrote a few for season 1 and maybe 2, but by season 3 they weren't doing as much for the show, but this one they wrote, the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's so special. My favourite lyric is that heaven screams all that I dream. So good.
Oh, that was one of mine. Mine is, tell me the lines aren't what they seem. Oh, the heaven screams a dream.
Yeah. How many instant stars out of 10 do you give the breakdown?
I give it 9.
Same. I mean, it's our podcast name as well.
It is.
We break down every episode.
Yes.
And we kind of also have mini breakdowns ourselves every episode.
Yes, we do.
Oh.
Welcome to the newest Sam and Chloe therapy corner.
Yeah. After we do this, we should just host a therapy podcast.
Yes. Be like, come and heal with us.
Yes. Oh, so yeah, the breakdown. Great song. Which, it seems like such a great song too, after Love to Burn, that I wasn't really a fan of.
Yes.
But Unraveling and the Breakdown, 2 of my best songs.
Yeah. Unraveling, the breakdown, and
Where
there's
does it...
one more for season 3.
Yep. I cannot wait to get to that episode. In fact, 312, it's okay, like it closes off a lot of storylines, but I just want to get to the 13th.
Yes, I'm just like,
Okay, did you have any what the fuck moments?
why is Drew's dad suddenly around? And that was it. I know now that I'm thinking about it, I'm sure there are more, but that was the only one I could.
I only had one, which is why was Tommy at the fashion show?
Yes.
I only had one favourite quote as well. What did you have?
I had quite a bit. So hold on, what is back here? Oh, okay. Basically any of the Sadie and Karma scenes.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, those two together, they like feed off of each other, which makes it even better.
Yeah, they're so good.
I love the Big Lou and Speederman, like little 5-second. I love you, Big Lou.
Yeah, same.
And then I think my favorite one of the entire episode might be Darius. Imagine I'm crazy, dude. Imagine. There was the Sadie one that says, "I can't believe you are in our house."
That was my only quote. I love that one. Because, think about it. He's this huge music producer, and he's just in their normal house, you know?
Yeah.
So good. Okay. Yeah, that was my only quote, is, "I can't believe you're in our house."
Yes.
How many instant stars out of 10 do you rate this episode?
I gave it an 8.
Same. We're very aligned this week.
Yes.
It was a good episode. It was a lot of drama. And we're wrapping certain things up to get to the end of season 3, so we love that.
Yes.
Next week we'll recap season 3 episode 12, which really closes off some characters and some storylines that we basically never hear of again after that point.
I mean, black hole.
So we look forward to that. And then after that, we'll be coming to the end of season 3, which is crazy. Can't wait. But stay tuned this week. We will have our season 3 mini in a few days. So we'll talk to you then. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to The Breakdown. an Instant Star Rewatch podcast. The Breakdown was produced by me, Chloe, and Neon Network Production. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and listen to all episodes of The Breakdown on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. See you next time.